Hello, so in this video, I am gonna go over trends associated with intermolecular forces. And these are very good test questions. And so the main trends with intermolecular forces are as follows. Boiling and melting points. We have viscosity. We have surface tension and vapor pressure. And there's technically other ones that would exist too, but these are the main four that get tested on. So if we take a look at the first one, boiling and melting point. The stronger the intermolecular forces means the higher this boiling point and also melting point is going to be if you compare two substances. So if you took, for example, water and methane, water has a higher boiling point because it has hydrogen bonding, dipole-dipole, and London dispersion, which are all stronger than methane only containing London dispersion. Now, the next trend we have is with viscosity. The stronger the intermolecular forces are in a compound, the more viscous a substance is, the higher the viscosity. And what does it mean for a substance to be viscous? What is viscosity? Viscosity, the traditional definition is a substance's ability to resist flow. It can be thought of as the thickness of a substance. For example, if you think of honey, honey is very thick. If you try to spill honey, it takes some time for it to actually drip. It's very thick, as opposed to rubbing alcohol is very thin and it'll spill very easily. So the stronger the intermolecular forces, the higher the viscosity. The third trend to be aware of, is surface tension. The stronger the intermolecular forces, the stronger the surface tension. The stronger the surface tension. And what does it mean? What does surface tension mean? There's two ways to look at it. Surface tension is a liquid's ability to resist external forces. That is a very sciencey definition. We can also think of it as the surface of a liquid acting like a film, like an elastic film, acting as like one object almost. So if you try to pour water in a glass and bring it up to the brim, you can pour it actually slightly over and the water will actually form what's called a meniscus. So you have a glass of water and it'll actually make this meniscus, this like curve at the top. That is because of water's high surface tension. Lastly, whoops, I want to do this. The last trend to be aware of is with vapor pressure. The stronger the intermolecular forces, actually the lower the vapor pressure. And there's so many complex definitions of vapor pressure out there, but I think it's just easier to think about it like this. A vapor pressure can almost be thought of as the pressure, almost the a difference of pressure needed to evaporate something. And here's kind of what I want to get at. Here is what I'm trying to get at. For example, if you take a glass containing water, actually let's not even say that. Let's say you spill some water on a table. So you have a table, two tables. One of them, you spill some water. The other, you spill some rubbing alcohol. The vapor pressure of water is lower than that of alcohol. Let's just say the vapor pressure of water is like 24 millimeters of mercury. And let's just pretend alcohol, I don't know, I'm going to pretend it's like 100. Atmospheric pressure is equal to 760 millimeters of mercury. That means alcohol's vapor pressure is closer to the atmospheric pressure. That means because it is closer to atmospheric pressure, it will not require as much pressure or force to evaporate alcohol than water, because alcohol's vapor pressure is closer to the atmospheric pressure. If it's closer to the atmospheric pressure, it will more readily evaporate. As you can see, water's vapor pressure is much further from atmospheric pressure than alcohol, so it'll take a lot more to evaporate water than for alcohol. And so out of all these trends, the only inverse trend that we came up with is vapor pressure. Vapor pressure is the only trend that is the opposite. So if you're trying to do some memorization, memorize that vapor pressure is the only opposite trend. These trends are higher IMF. The result is greater. This is the only one where higher IMF results in a lower.